Harry Kane doesn't get rested. So that's the last time we're going to see that on Twitter. Just going to do a quick eye test for Leicester Spurs from last night. Just getting a chance now to record it. I've been busy all day. Spurs won 2-0. Ali and Son with the goals. Son picked up an assist as well, so I think it was his biggest points haul this season. Team lineups, first of all, obviously Kane and Eriksen were benched, which was a big shock. Kane especially. We don't expect to see Harry Kane on the bench. I can't remember the last time I've seen Harry Kane on the bench, so that was very, very unlucky for owners and captainers, especially that he got the cameo appearance as well. It just shows that nobody's safe in this busy period, so we just got to take rotation on the chin. We can't really prepare for it. There's no way to second guess managers, so we just gotta make sure we have good benches to deal with that unexpected rotation. For Leicester, Harry Maguire was only fit enough for the bench, and Jamie Vardy missed out again as well, which had a big impact on the game because Leicester struggled up front. They lacked that cutting edge. So as I mentioned, Ali and Son got the goals. They were the two best players on the pitch. I think Dele Alli got man of the match, but it could easily went to Son as well. Cracking goal from the edge of the box on his weaker left foot, but you wouldn't think it was his weaker foot looking at it. Son's a player I've had my eye on in the last couple of weeks. He's impressed me big time, and I actually felt he would have been benched for that game, so I was slightly surprised to see him start. I thought he'd be rested for the Barcelona game, but obviously he started and he did the business again. Ali was excellent as well. Got his goal, probably a bit fortuitous. It looked like it could have been called for offside, but it was a good header all the same, and both of them linked up very well right throughout the game. Both of them could have had even more points. Leicester defended very well at times to thwart them. Lucas Moura played as well, but he was pretty quiet and he came off early. Ben Davis played at left back over Danny Rose, so again that's an area I just avoid because there's too much rotation there. It's the same with Trippier and Aurier. When they're both fit, I'm probably just going to avoid them. Aurier did pick up an injury last night. Trippier's got an injury as well, so they're looking a bit short at right back now for the Barcelona game. The young kid Walker Peters could come in there. So the Spurs fullbacks is just an area I avoid. Their centre backs as well. They got another clean sheet last night, but Alderweireld and Vertonghen, they don't offer much going forward, so they're just quite expensive when they don't score goals. So there's cheaper options elsewhere. Lloris maybe is someone to look at as a premium option with good fixtures for Spurs. As for Leicester, my boy Maddison, he looked very well. He passed the eye test again. Very good from open play, very good from set pieces, but he did miss Jamie Vardy, to get on the end of his through balls and set pieces as well. Harry Maguire's a big miss for him, so no attacking points for him. And I'm probably, Maddison's done well for me. Well, he got his red card obviously, and then he had 2 good game weeks after that, back-to-back 10-pointers. But I'm probably looking to ship him now. Leicester have quite a tough run coming up. They've got Palace away, Chelsea away, City at home, and then the Cardiff at home is good, but then they've got Everton away, and I'm pretty sure around New Year as well they've got 3 of the big 6 around January 1st as well. So it's a tough run of fixtures for Leicester. So I'm looking at trying to turn Maddison into Heung-min Son. That was always what I was planning this week. No matter what Son did last night. So to get there is the hard part. I'll have to sell someone like Aubameyang or Salah or Hazard, which I don't really want to do. So lots to chew on this week. Iheanacho didn't do much up front either. He was taken off early. The Leicester fullbacks were probably the most impressive when it came to the eye test. Pereira and Ben Chilwell, they bomb forward at every opportunity, and both seem to be very good options this season. But again, it's just the fixtures that put me off. Maybe later in the season, once we get Christmas and the early games in January out of the way, we could look at the likes of Pereira and Chilwell then for our teams. So that's Spurs Leicester covered. Obviously Kane was the main talking point. I didn't get to see all of the Chelsea Man City game, so I don't want to do a full eye test on that one. From what I did see though, was Sterling and Sané were very threatening, first half in particular. So I'd be very happy if I owned those two. I don't have either of them, but I am hoping maybe to get one of them in this week. Probably Sterling, but again, I need to make a big decision whether to keep Salah or sell Salah. Do I take his points and run, or do I put my faith in him, for the next few weeks? Hazard was great again, 2 assists. One of the main reasons I kept Hazard was watching the highlights of the Wolves game that Chelsea lost. Hazard stood out to me in that game. He looked like he was getting back to his best, and we've seen that against City. So again, another reason I kept Hazard and Alonso was because of the fixtures after that City game, but it was a nice bonus that they both delivered in that one. So I'll be holding those two now for the next few weeks. David Luiz I think he got a 15-pointer in the week, probably that a lot of people benched him, but that haul was coming because Luiz has looked very threatening from set pieces this season, and it was a great header he scored yesterday. So well done to those who won him and started him, and commiserations to those who benched him. He's probably someone you'd want to hold on to as well. He looks a very good option this season at a good price. Kante scored as well, so it's quite interesting. Now we have Kante at Chelsea and we have Torreira at Arsenal, two defensively minded players who are they're getting forward quite often, and they are getting attacking returns. So both priced around 5 million, and two players that are on my watch list now to keep an eye on, as 4th or 5th midfielders even. So two interesting options there. Torreira is probably the more attractive. I think he has 3 attacking returns in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So he's a very interesting option. I think David Silva picked up an injury as well. As far as I know, I need to double check that, but I think he did come off with a slight knock. I didn't see Newcastle Wolves today either. Very happy to see the legend that is Matt Doherty score a 94th minute winner. Listen to that carefully as well, folks. It's Doherty, not Doherty, not Dirty. Matt Doherty. It's very very frustrating as an Irish person to hear people butcher his name, but I do understand it. It's not an easy one to get your tongue around. So that's it for tonight, folks. Hopefully you found this one useful. If I do get around to watching that Newcastle Wolves game, I'll do an eye test pod for it, but I'm not sure if I will. By all accounts, it wasn't the best of games, so I might just give that one a miss. And if I watch the Monday night football, Everton Watford tomorrow, I'll do an eye test pod for that one as well. I've got Richarlison. I've had a very good game week for a change. I think I'm on 85 points with Richarlison to go, so a much needed rise in the rankings, and hopefully I can kick on now and build some momentum over Christmas. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, folks, and I'll talk to you all soon.